Is this you? Have you been struggling? Getting depressed? What a noob! Wondering how the hell you are supposed to beat this? Well, not anymore. Today, you become one of them. One of us. How the turns have tabled.
Can we get a more lively intro?
Sumimasen. Let's go. Hello and welcome to this video where I'll be showing you my favorite KIRIKO build in Stadium. I'll walk you through the exact power-ups and items you should pick, but more importantly, I'll break down the playstyle that makes this build work, plus its strengths, weaknesses, and which heroes it has the best synergy with. The main and core power-ups of this build are Fleetfoot and Clone Conjuration. Fleetfoot allows KIRIKO's Swift Step ability to be used without a target ally. This means you can teleport freely up to a maximum distance of 35 meters, the same max range as teleporting to an ally. Yup, roughly the distance between Earth and the Moon.
Dumbass.
One quick tip. If you don't want to teleport too far, you can aim your crosshair at the ground closer to you to make a short distance TP. This is useful for triggering the Clone Conjuration power-up at your current location. Also, note that if there are no targetable walls or objects ahead, you won't be able to TP. The second power-up, Clone Conjuration, is pretty straightforward. It creates a clone that lasts for 5 seconds every time you teleport. The clone spawns with 5 base health and 250 overall health, which decays over time. While the clone heals and deals damage, it will prioritize healing over damage. This is important to note if you are trying to isolate and eliminate a specific target, which I'll talk more about later. The third power-up we are picking is Tuzu, which gives us 2 Suzus.
2 is better than 1.
That's right, this adds extra survivability and allows for a more aggressive playstyle. There are a couple of items worth considering that can scale Suzu's effectiveness. Now, the fourth and final power-up is more situational and depends on your preference, but more often than not, I recommend picking Spirit Veil. This power-up cleanses you when you ult and grants 4 seconds of invulnerability. Alternatively, if you have God Aim, go for Kin Kunai, which can accelerate your ability rotations, make your gameplay more fluid and reduce downtime. You can also pick Triple Threat for a budget Genji experience with strong close quarters burst damage potential. Let's touch on the main items first before we go into the specifics for each round. In general, we want to build toward weapon power and attack speed, along with 2 specific items, Talisman of Velocity and Talisman of Life, which enhances the effectiveness of KIRIKO's Protection Suzu ability. These 4 are the core endgame items and my recommendation for this build. The rest will largely depend on team composition and your preferred playstyle after you have familiarized yourself with the hero. While a lot of clone builds out there focus on 100% DPS and all-in dives, this build gives you the flexibility to balance between solo hard carrying or enabling your team. With that said, to help your team deal with armored tanks like Orisa, Reinhardt or D.Va, consider picking up Codebreaker to ignore 50% of armor's damage reduction. Hard Light Accelerator, Booster Jets, and Ryota's Reloader are good alternatives if you decide to skip Codebreaker. For your final item slot, consider picking up Champion's Keep or Lumerical Fusion Drive for the extra overall health that Talisman of Life will provide when you Suzu. If staying alive isn't an issue for you or your team, then go for weapon power items instead. This is what the final build should look like. For rounds 1 and 2, just play KIRIKO as you would in a normal game. The playstyle and items won't matter too much until you get the clone power up in round 3. Play your best and earn as much bounty as possible to prepare for the third round, an important round due to Mercy rule, assuming it's in play. Talent Modification Module, IC Coolant, and Aftermarket Firing Pin are my core items for round 3. If you can afford more, pick up Asa's Armaments, Farsight Focus Sash, or Teamwork Toolkit. If not, fall back to basic items that grant weapon power or attack speed. Your item priority should be weapon power, attack speed, followed by cooldown reduction. Your clone benefits greatly from the attack speed boost, and cooldown reduction lets you TP more frequently, resulting in more clone uptime. Round 4 follows the same theory. Buy the core items if you can afford them, if not, stick with the blues. Don't sell all your blue items just to afford a single epic, it's usually more beneficial to spread out all your resources. Round 5 is where the fun really begins. You now have 2 charges of one of the most broken abilities in Overwatch. It's time to go aggressive and make plays. Get Talisman of Velocity if you can. Round 6 is when you should already be the most annoying hero in the lobby. There's not much to say here, just keep building towards your final core items. And round 7 is where the game completely falls apart. Mercy is outgunning your Ashe, and your tank gets deleted by a flying Freya from across the map. But this is where I'll walk you through my playstyle, decision making, and thought process for this build.
Can we finally get some gameplay?
Let's hop in game! Right now, I'm looking at the team composition and I'm thinking that the enemy Ashe will be a free kill for me. So that's what I should focus on. In my team, there's a Reaper who can potentially dive with me, so I'll be keeping an eye on that too. One concern that I have is the enemy having Mercy. Probably the best support in Stadium right now with tons of healing output. Her rest can make our early picks useless. To maximize the potential of KIRIKO's clone build, I need to focus more on DPS instead of healing. This means that in the best case scenario, my Moira can keep up with the enemy's Mercy heals.
But Moira players.
Yeah, I know, but let's see how it goes. These are my round 1 items and here we go. In this game, you'll see that majority of the time, I'm on an off angle during the poke phase, dealing damage, causing distractions, and looking for early picks.
But why are you doing this and what is a poke phase?
Great question. An off angle means positioning yourself away from your team's main push to pressure the enemy from a different direction, essentially creating a crossfire.
Why is a crossfire good?
Here is an example. Look at how the enemy needs to be wary of 2 angles instead of 1. This distracts the enemy and takes pressure off your tank or main push. Hook refers to a phase before a full team fight breaks out, where you deal damage from a safe position without fully committing or dying. The goal is to force out enemy cooldowns like KIRIKO Suzu, Daya Bubbles, or Mercy's Rest, and ideally get a pick. The idea is to set up a favourable engagement for your team. Because of better positioning and pressure from our team, we managed to cap the point first and got the progress up to 66%. Not a bad start. However, after a few staggers and weird outs, the enemy team caught right back up and were close to winning. As I was not providing much value heal botting here, I decided to force point early while my team outed, and we won the fight. Here you can see that I'm alternating between healing and damage. As soon as my teammates aren't at the risk of dying, I take the chance to deal more damage. I made a mistake here, forgetting about KIRIKO coming back from spawn, and we ended up losing the first round. But it doesn't matter too much as long as we keep our bounty close. These are my round 2 items. Same playstyle here, off angle poke. Enemy Kiri decides on an ego fight and I end up winning the 1v1. Since we were already up by 2, I went for an aggressive off angle here to clean up the fight. Now let's rewind a little. Notice that my Cassidy is in critical health, but I've decided not to TP and heal him, as he was not at the risk of dying. By the time he rejoins the fight, he's already back to full and got a kill on Ashe with the space created. I decided to out early here to secure the checkpoint, which we did. However, my Reaper got picked off and we had to pull back. We exchanged outs here but ended up losing. And even though the fight was lost, because I was in a good off-angle position, I managed to sneak a peek on Ashe before getting out. This can delay their next push or burn the key cooldown like Mercy's Rest. There's a term commonly used in mobile games like League of Legends called limit testing. I think it's a great way to describe how KIRIKO should be played here. Playing off angles and flanking to see how much pressure you can apply before it backfires. You may find yourself feeding or dying a lot while trying this, but through experience and dying 1,000 times, you'll find the sweet spot and balance for this playstyle. As a wise man said, to go too far is as wrong as to fall short. Balance is not stagnation, it is active alignment, constantly adjusting like a boat on water. Confucius said that. Just like how overextending and dying is as bad as playing too safe, too passive. Bring balance to your gameplay and you will achieve greatness. We managed to hold off the impossible and tie it at 39.54 meters. This is probably only my second time seeing this, and we won the round with a final push.
We're pretty good together.
These are my round 3 items, since I'm rich as
Unlike in real life, haha.
As KIRIKO, you want to look for isolated targets in the backline since this build enables one of the most unfair 1v1 scenarios for the enemy. Over here, I see a dive potential and went with it. Continued pushing to stagger them, and it turned out pretty well.
What did we learn?
Now that's limit testing. I could have died there and fed, but I would have learned that it was too much next time. Now I dive in for a 1v4 because why not? Things were going great. Momentum was on our side. We had a 5k bounty lead and we were making great dives. Everything was perfect and we were riding that high like it was a guaranteed win. And then this happened. If there are 8 wonders of the world, this would be it. Flawlessly tragic. It deserves its own thick skin. In life, you win some and you lose some. What matters is you never slip on a loss and never stop on a win. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. As I couldn't squeeze in as much details as I wanted in this video, I'll spend some time uploading my build to this website if you're interested. It's a great community webpage for stadium builds. Just check it out and you'll see for yourself. Lastly, let me know in the comments your thoughts and drop a like if you like this video. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more.
You know they are going to nerf this build, right?
Look, I never thought about that yet, but people will still watch my video because I'm funny, right? Right?
What a dumbass.